What up? What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. I had to jump on here, guys. I couldn't even wait for the weekly recap. I decided to jump on here, man. What a bad week for Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, and Travis Hunter. And guys, I know I'm probably gonna get lit up in the comments, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with me still. But I had to jump on here. Y'all saw the news that Rick George will be moving to another position in 2026. And let's be honest, guys. Dion only came because Rick George believed in him, and if Rick George is not going to be there, I've done previous videos. Everybody should be hoping that Dion either becomes the AD at Colorado, which nobody's talking about, by the way, or Dion comes back to Florida. Because without Rick George, the whole Dion thing doesn't work. You need an AD who's going to support you. You guys know they're going to bring an AD in who is going to want to bring in his own coach, going to want to bring on his own thing. And I think as much as I've enjoyed watching Colorado, I'm a Deion Sanders fan who happens to coach at Colorado. It's time for Deion to move on. Florida State gonna be open. Florida gonna be open, right? Get back to Florida, or either go be the AD at Colorado and still impact it that way. That way you can still have your health and stuff like that. But guys, this means that it's over. Either become the AD at Colorado. Y'all notice when Deion comes into these press conferences, he's always talking about the other sports. He always going to support the other sports. So this is not far fetched. That while it's a bad week, doesn't mean that opportunity still doesn't exist. Because I think either he can come back to Florida, because I don't know if a team in Texas is gonna have an opening. But if he came to Florida or Florida State, that's exactly where Deion Sanders needs to be. I know he likes Colorado. I know he likes Texas, but he's got to come to Florida with these openings coming through. Because guys, the Deion Sanders brand works, but the Deion Sanders brand needs infrastructure. So y'all get down in the comments, let me know what y'all think, man. What should Deion do? I think he should go be either come back to Florida or go be the AD. Replace Rick George. It's time for black coaches to start going beyond the coaching. Be in the administrative side where you're making the decision so you can have more of an impact. We know Deion can coach. We may not like his style. You may not like his approach, but he's shown he can coach. He's shown he can win at the Power Five level. Now go ahead and go to the AD. He and Rick George can still run this thing. Let Robert Livingston take over and keep the thing going at Colorado if he's going to stay in Colorado or come to Florida. Telling you, nobody else is talking about Dion becoming the AD. You heard it here first. Now, I got to go to my next one. Travis Hunter is hurt. And I saw where Jason Whitlock implied that it was Dion's fault. Now, if y'all follow my other channel, Jeff Sunday Service, I don't think it's Dion's fault. I think this is right out the Bible. Baptized because his girl became all Jesus, focused and that kind of thing. He got baptized to be able to be with her. He had a child, and then he cut his hair. Ain't nobody talking about Travis Hunter's powers are gone. When he was with Dion, he had a different covering. He doesn't have Dion as his covering. I mean, we know Travis Hunter was injured in college at Jackson State. Then he got injured when he took that bad hit the first year he was in Colorado. But guys, this is straight biblical. And I think we need to have Travis Hunter go back to being Travis Hunter. Grow your hair back. Start really getting closer to Deion Sanders again and get a different covering than what he's got right now, guys. Because we hate to see this happen. And we know injuries happen, but let's be honest, it didn't happen because of Deion using him so much at Colorado. This happened because they didn't use him enough in Jacksonville. They should have used him the exact same way Deion Sanders used him. Once your body gets used to playing a certain way, it's hard to go back and do it a different way. So Travis Hunter is hurt because Jacksonville used him wrong, used them differently than Deion Sanders did, because they keep trying to say that the NFL is different when they should have used them exactly like Deion Sanders used them. And then the spiritual part of it. I'm here to let y'all know, if the more Travis Hunter gets close to the girl's way of life, the power and the talent we've seen on this man, the unbelievable plays he make, we ain't gonna see it no more. And once that physical body starts breaking down, guys, it's hard to get it back. That's just my thought. I think when he comes back, if I don't see Deion Sanders usage levels for Travis Hunter is always going to stay hurt. And maybe we've seen his best days. I hope that's not the case. Deion got this boy to who he was, and now we're going to change it. Use the exact same strategy. Let Travis Hunter, who's used to being that way, don't try to take the gas off of this boy. He is made that way, and that's when he's at his best. Deion understood it, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars coaching staff need to understand it too. Now, guys, my last thing I had to jump in here and say, Brian Dable got fired, and Shedeur Sanders got to learn from this. Now, guys, I'm driving in my car today. I don't have a book with me. Brian Dable did Shedeur Sanders a favor, whether we hate him or not. He did Shedeur Sanders a favor. What did they say he did? They said he put some mistakes in the playbook, and Shedeur Sanders didn't catch it. They said Shedeur Sanders was not CEO like, couldn't be a CEO, couldn't run a team. Why are we getting mad that Brian Dable said that? It's not karma that Brian Dable got fired. If Jackson Dart would have started in the beginning of the year, if he wasn't trying to be loyal to veterans, Brian Dable would have kept his job if he would have just started with Jackson Dart. Same thing with Deion Sanders. If he would have just started Juju Lewis at the beginning of the year, be a lot less calls for him to be fired based on the Colorado record right now. Brian Dable is no different. We need to stop talking about Brian Dable getting karma because of Shedeur Sanders. Here's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Brian Dable did Shedeur Sanders a favor. We all know Shedeur shouldn't have been at the 5th round. Shedeur was top 10 when Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels was coming out. He came back so he could be the top quarterback pick, if not the top pick. So what did Brian Dable do that Shedeur has to learn from? Enough of our black players need to stop just being so focused on the football component of this thing and start understanding the business dynamic of this thing. What do I need Shedeur to do? I don't know how many more videos I got to see of him throwing routes. We know he accurate. We know this boy can ball. We know he can read offenses. We know he can. How many more times I got to see him blessing somebody? Whether he's going to see kids or whether that recent video when I think he got the lady a car or something like that when I saw it on Well Off Media. Guys, we don't need to do that. But whoever's managing Shedeur needs to understand. Just because Brian Dable said it and you didn't like it, don't mean it ain't true. Your daddy wrote a book. John Maxwell, who's the father of leadership, wrote the foreword. I don't want to see Shedeur Sanders throwing footballs. We know he can do that. I want to see Shedeur Sanders being more like his daddy and showing his leadership skills of understanding business and understanding the CEO on top of this talent that he has. He should be reading his dad's book. He should be reading his John Maxwell book. Go back to when Deion first got to Colorado and they started recording him. Didn't y'all see the 360-degree leader book on his desk? Didn't you see the 21 principles of leadership on his desk? Go back and watch what's happening. Shedeur needs to be spending his time becoming the business leader to match his leadership on the football field. Because if he don't, I told you, with Pat Shermer getting demoted, Shedeur needs to be the offensive coordinator for Colorado if the NBA, meaning the NFL, is not going to let him play. Nobody else is saying this. Shedeur, criticism is free coaching. Man, go get into these leadership books. Go read some Ken Blanchard. Go read some Brian Tracy. Go read John Maxwell. Go read Tony Robbins. These people want you to be a CEO because they can see the greatness on you, but it's not their job to polish you. It's your job to polish you. That's why I'm telling y'all it's a bad week, man. Deion, Travis Hunter, Shedeur. Guys, I got to tell y'all right now, I want to see Deion become the AD. I want to see Travis Hunter be used exactly the way Deion uses it when he comes back from injury. And I want to see Shedeur Sanders embrace learning real leadership where you can actually be at the top of the business. They don't want you to prove you can play football. They already know. They want you to prove that there's a leader in you that's just as good at business and leading men off the field and on the field, just like you do when you get in that huddle. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think, man. It's the Real Cigar Jeff. Do me a favor, get in the description, support the channel, get the merch, follow me on the socials, guys. And until next time, I'm going to holla.